Hi, welcome to today's video. We're visiting with my sister from Australia and you won't believe what's in her luggage. Welcome to today's video. My name is Mimi. This is Simply Sophisticated Over 50. Today, I am so excited you're here. We're visiting with my sister, Jane, from Australia. First of all, I wanted to give you a little bit of background. So Jane was born first. There are 6 of us, and she was born first in England, and then I was born over here in the States, and I am the youngest. And so I was talking with her the other day during our visit, and I said, are there things that you have to pack differently in your luggage? What do you do when traveling internationally? So Jane moved to Australia from England, and she married and had a family over there, and she and her husband are international Orchid judges in Australia. But because of that, they do get to visit and travel to some gorgeous places, and so she does have to pack differently than if you're just going somewhere locally. So I asked her about that, and she showed me her luggage, and I said, I can't believe that. So I wanted her to share with some of you ladies just the best way to pack if you are going internationally. So first of all, Jane, I wanted to ask you a couple questions about your travels recently. You just came back. Now we're visiting with family right now, and we're in Florida, but where were you right before you came here?
In Fiji.
In Fiji, and what beautiful pictures. I know she shared some beautiful pictures with me. When you were in Fiji, was that anything to do with the orchids?
No, yes and no. It was a holiday thing, but I do about 10 presentations a year to different clubs, and I had heard from the travel bureau that there was an orchid garden in Fiji. And so I was hoping that I would be able to get enough footage of orchids to do another presentation, because I with doing 10 a year, I've sort of run out of, I have to start repeating things. So as soon as I get a new presentation, all the clubs get onto me to come and be a guest speaker.
That is awesome. So what are some of the places that you have visited? What are some of the countries and some of the places you visited?
We've been to New Zealand, we went to England and France. With orchids, we actually went to judge an orchid show in Ecuador, and that was the 4th Andean Scientific Orchid Show. Then we did 10 days in the jungle looking for orchids. We had a guide, so we were able to find them, and that was pretty good. We also did 3 weeks in Thailand looking for orchids in the jungle. And one of those, we had to send our passport photos over because we had to get permission to go into a sanctuary. And in the sanctuary, we were told to stay single file, always keep the person in front in close proximity, and not to step off at all, because the night before they had tigers, they'd heard tigers calling.
Oh my.
And we did come upon a pile of fresh elephant dung. We also had photos of lovely orchids, so that was well worth it. We've been to Taiwan, got to see a lot of Taiwan. We've been to Singapore to the World Orchid Conference there. We were there for 10 days. And that was probably the best we will ever see. One of the displays from New Guinea took me 8 shots to get around it with a camera.
Oh,
they had a full-size river and a canoe. Some of the displays had waterfalls. That was really incredible.
Previously, I did a video, and I will post that here as well, on organizing and travel essentials. But when you're traveling internationally, it's completely different. So let's take a look at your suitcase, because it's fabulous. It is fantastic the way you have this set up in here. What can you tell us about how you organize your luggage?
Right. Well, one thing to start with is always use your straps on the inside of your suitcase, because I have seen suitcases that have been split open because the handlers just don't seem to be very particular about how they handle your luggage. So if you have your straps done up, even if your suitcase splits open, you know you're going to have some of it protected. I usually organise it in the little bags, the little pod cubes. The one at the back is always my slacks or pants, and that goes at the back. The other thing I try and do is have something that cushions everything on the edges. So at the back here I've got scarves, which are soft and cushioning. The next one I have my tops. This trip I only needed short sleeve tops, because of the weather. I usually have long sleeve tops here and then short sleeve tops next. So I know where I put my items. I then have underwear, I have underpants, and I have bras, and this is my makeup, which sits on top. And here I have my bathers. Then I have my makeup, as I said, which sits on top. That's my dressing gown, which is also soft and can act as padding. I have an umbrella.
That is so cute.
Which is good. I have my hair things in this, which is mousse, hairspray. But I also, I don't know if this is relevant, but I also have bits and pieces in here. This is a little clothes brush.
Oh, yes.
A little clothes brush.
But for lint.
Yes, yes. And these are very handy for hanging stuff, especially if you have anything small to dry in the hotel room or wherever you are. These will go over the shower rail. Toiletries. I have a toiletries bag here. It's good because it stands up and I can have my shampoos and conditioners sitting, but they always go in a sealed Ziploc bag in the back to make sort of extra protection in case anything leaks. That sits there. And all of these most of these have got handles, which is very handy for picking them out. This one is a special one. It's for nail polish. I use this for my nail polish. And I have my nail polish in a leak-proof container. It is leak-proof. I've taken nail polish all around everywhere and they don't leak. Shoes. I have shoe bags and they're color-coded. So I have black shoes in the black bag, and then there's a grey one which I have grey shoes in. It all helps. This is not medication exactly, but things like pawpaw cream, tea tree oil, Heridoid, which is good for all sorts of things, deep heat, and deodorant. Oh, that's an extra deodorant. Yes, so things like that in that bag.
I was going to ask you, and I stick around to the end because we're going to reveal the most important thing about traveling internationally. Yes, next I wanted to talk about your carry-on bag because I love this. It's adorable, first of all.
This is a slash-proof, waterproof, scan-proof Hegrin bag. Good thing is, they say things are not able to be scanned through, but you're never quite sure. I do have my passport in a special one, sleeve, and also my credit card in a special sleeve. But this one, when we were in the hotel in Fiji, I had my room card in here. And so we went up and my husband opened the door with his key and I said, let me have a go. And so we closed the door and I had as I said, I had the room card here. I put it against the door and it wouldn't open. And we tried it a couple of times, so they are definitely scan-proof.
That's good to know.
Which was really good to know. In this, of course, to carry on, this is a little jackety thing that I wear.
That's beautiful.
But, and it's amazingly warm, but just keeps the chill off your arms.
Now you were showing me with that the other day.
Oh yes.
That it's like a little jacket. And I have a similar one that's black that I take with me. But what I love about this one is, see, it's got the arms, this little sleeves, and then of course you can tie it around your waist. But you said you do something unique with this that I never thought about.
That's this way, where the arms hanging down like this. So it can actually be tied as a scarf. It can be tied around your waist, and it can also be tied on the handle of your handbag. What I usually do is loop it through like that.
So it doesn't take up space. Because apparently, sometimes when you're traveling internationally, don't they have size restrictions of your handbag as well?
Well, not only size restrictions, they have weight restrictions. Your carry-on bag, and I do have a little suitcase which I carry on the plane, that we were told had to be weighed, and that's you're allowed 7 kilos only. And 7 kilos, it doesn't take much to make 7 kilos when the little case is 2 kilos to start with. So then we were told we were only allowed to have a small purse with that. Now this I sort of decided was small, but these are like TARDIS. I don't know if you know the TARDIS from Doctor Who. That's where you go into a telephone box and there's a huge spaceship behind it. So it's amazing. It carries lots of things. These are my vitamin pills. That's what I wanted to mention too. If you have medication, Always keep your medication on the plane with you because you don't know what's going to happen to your suitcase. You hope it will come with you, but you're never sure. So any medication goes with you. If you have prescription medication, you need to have the box it comes in, and if you wanted to put it in something like this, you can flatten the box and carry it with you. And prescription medication, you're better off if you have a letter from your doctor saying what it is. So there's that. I have a deconstructed Kleenex tissue bag box.
I love it.
Which is flat, and I take that with me most places. Right, this is a blow-up pillow for your head.
You'd never know it.
Which is really good. And in here I also have magnet bracelets, which aren't like normal magnet bracelets. They're for motion sickness of any sort. And I got these from a chemist or pharmacist, and this magnet goes 3 fingers down there onto a pressure point.
And it doesn't look like it would do anything, but you've recently used that on a cruise?
I used that on a cruise. We had a 4-meter swell, and then we came back to a 3-meter swell. I thought I was okay, and then towards the end of the 3 hours that we were out in this 3-meter swell, I felt a bit squeamy, so I fished these out and put them on. I carry them wherever I go, whether I need them or not. They take up no room whatsoever, and they're very handy.
And they're very effective, you were saying,
yes,
right?
Yes, and I felt okay after that. So the other things I have in here, when you're going internationally, you have to keep anything that's liquid in a clear container. This is the correct size. I think it's 8 inches by 8 inches is the most you can have, and only 1 per person. So things like, well, that's a little makeup stick, that's perfume, a deodorant, lipsticks have to go in here. If you're taking mascaras, it goes in. And I cut this out originally, what it is, it's all liquids, aerosols and gels. So anything like that. Some things you don't think of as that, like lipstick or even mascara, but that has to go in here as well. And this I always keep so that it can be taken out. When you're going through the screening, it can be put separately in the tray so they can see exactly what it is. I have jewellery. I bought this little container, which is really handy. I always keep my jewellery in my carry-on bag with me. I don't even put it in the little case that goes above you. I keep it with me. And this is a little bag, which is really good.
I love that. It's a hard case, so it protects your jewelry.
Yes, and then I found this little box that I had that actually fits in there. And in here, I've also got a cleaning cloth.
Nice.
And, Panadol or paracetamol, whatever. I'm not sure what that's called. Oh, that's another thing too. When you're traveling, if you need things like Band-Aids or something that you could use regularly, always take it with you. When we were in Germany, I had a blister on my heel, and I bought some Band-Aids and put on and found that I was allergic to their adhesive.
Oh, wow.
So you really need to carry things like that. And Band-Aids don't take up much room, but they're handy to have. The other thing which is essential is a set of scales. These don't take up much room, they're not very expensive, and it means that you can weigh your suitcase before you go anywhere.
So in your suitcase particularly, you do have an inside pocket.
A couple of things here. This is a dirty linen bag, which is wonderful. It opens up to quite a large size. It's got a drawstring with so that you can actually seal it. It's waterproof and it's odor-proof, which means if you have smelly socks, you can put them in here and it's not going to affect it. The other thing is always have your name and address on a piece of paper inside the bag, because you're never sure, your label could be torn off. On the other side, I have vacuum bags. These are the ones you don't need a vacuum cleaner for. Some of them have the vacuum cleaner nozzle, but whatever they are, you can actually put clothes in these and roll on them on the floor, and that will get the air out. I've got a little cool bag which was given to me as a gift years ago, and it's a little bag with the
the insulation
on the inside. If you're carrying anything on the plane, like chocolate or anything like that that will melt or that needs protection. It's really good. It also fits a wine bottle in, and the wine bottle, doesn't fully...
A small wine bottle?
Yeah, but an ordinary 750 ml, I'm not sure what they are here, 750 ml bottle will fit in there. The neck, you can push the zip down to the neck, and I have tried it, and it will keep a bottle of wine cool for at least half a day. And I put that on the outside of my suitcase as also extra protection for padding. And in the top one, something else I always carry is bubble wrap. And so that's also extra protection or padding, but also if you buy anything that's breakable, you've got your bubble wrap to wrap it in and to carry it home. And also, being on the outside of your suitcase, if anyone wants to take it, it doesn't really matter.
So you mentioned medications, and I know there are some, you mentioned the prescription, the note from the doctor, which is very good to know. I never thought about that. But she shared a story with me, and I asked her if she wouldn't mind sharing it on here.
Yeah. When we were in Ecuador, on the tour in the jungle, we started off at the bottom of this mountain. All their mountains, if you don't know, are very pointy. You can't have roads that go straight up. It's just not practical. So the roads all zigzag. And we were in this little bus, about 20-seater, and we were going up, and I sort of got quite sleepy, as I do when we're travelling, and I went to sleep, and I woke up not able to breathe. We were actually at 4,800 meters above sea level, and the air was very, very thin, and I actually couldn't speak the Spanish. They didn't speak it. The driver and the guide didn't speak English. I didn't speak Spanish, but he had to go to a pharmacist to get some medication for people who had stomach upsets. And so I went up and just sort of said, and he in the chemist or pharmacist, he explained in Spanish what I needed, and I was sold a little pot that had a set of lungs on the front, and it was just to rub on the chest and neck and under the nose, and that actually helps the breathing. And when I returned home, I was showing people, and I was told that the best thing to do is always carry a little inhaler with you. These are the little, I don't know what brand you have over here, just the ones you sniff.
Maybe Vicks or Mentholatum.
Vicks, yes,
or one of those.
just the ones you sniff, and that will actually clear your passages and help you to breathe.
Wow.
When we were in Peru, the same thing happened in Cusco. We were affected by the altitude, and you could buy oxygen in aerosol cans to help.
This has been so much fun, and of course we're doing the video here right now, and as soon as we get done we're going to go spend some more time with family and just enjoy our time together. What I want to address is the one thing that I believe to be the most important thing when traveling internationally, and I'm going to let Jane reveal that.
Right, when we left home a week ago Monday, it was 1 degree Celsius when we left home, which was pretty cold. So I have found in the past when I travel, on the plane it can get quite warm, and so I always wear a short sleeve top. But the main thing to do is to wear layers. So I have my short sleeve top on, I had this on, and then a jacket. And the other thing is the scarf. It's amazing the difference a little scarf will make if you're wearing this as a jacket. And that helps, and then you can peel it off as necessary. But when one of our trips we went to Canada and Alaska before coming across to Florida, and of course we were going on the snowfield, we were going to glaciers, and we needed really warm clothes. And I've got a bubble jacket it's actually feather jacket bought in New Zealand. It's beautiful, and it's got aqua lining, black with aqua lining. So I had to carry that. I had to carry a hat, a woolly hat. I had to carry a woolly scarf, thick socks, thick trousers, and jumper or wind cheater as well. So what I do is with the vacuum bags, because of going first to the cold climate, I packed my summer clothes in the vacuum bags. When we were in the hotel, the first thing I do is put this on the top. So when we got there, I lift out summer clothes and put that aside. It's quite easy just to do that. And then when we left Alaska, I think when I got to Seattle, I reversed it. I put my warm stuff in here and my summer stuff in the suitcase. and so that's separated, so that was good. And of course the same thing will happen when we go home now with the warm and cold, because we'll be leaving here where it's 90 plus Fahrenheit, which is around about 35, 36 degrees Celsius, and we'll be going home. I looked at the weather just recently on my phone, and the maximum was 8 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's cold.
That is very cold. So when it's summer in Australia, it's winter here, and vice versa. So that's one thing to consider when you are traveling internationally, is look ahead to the weather. You might be leaving in a different climate, different temperature wherever you live, but you definitely want to pack ahead. All of these things are so beneficial. This has been so helpful. I'm so glad you joined me on here today. I'm so glad you joined us today. And before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe for more videos for the woman over 50. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye.